Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of 40k 8th edition, and welcome back once again to the planet of Abakhan Sigma, where the Imperium is fighting a long and gruesome war of attrition against the forces of the Alpha Legion. Today, we're in the northern rocky highlands of the biggest continent, where in the middle of it all, we have this abandoned Imperial munitions dump. And the Cadian 404th have drawn the short straw. They've been sent here with some armoured support to check this place out, find out what's going on here, where everyone who's guarding it has disappeared to, and in typical Alpha Legion fashion, I like to think they've got here, saw nobody around, and then the ambush has been sprung. And of course, if we're on Abakhan Sigma fighting the Alpha Legion again, that means Alfarius himself. There we go.
I'm here.
He's back again, folks. Here we go. It's the Guard versus Alpha Legion grudge match of sorts. And do you know what's going to happen? Honestly, don't know what's going to happen.
Death is going to happen.
Death, lots of death.
Mm-hmm.
You like to play 40k with a bit of teeth, right? So
I like teethy 40k, yeah. I have a bit of a reputation now.
Yeah. So I made a list that I thought was relatively goodish, and you've got a list that's pretty good. And
I have 3 lists, though.
You brought 3 lists with you, didn't you, actually? Yeah.
Judging what kind of list you've got, and then I'll match appropriately.
Yeah, exactly.
You've scored amber with the list you've brought, by the looks of it.
Yeah, we'll see how good our eyeballing is, I suppose, later on. It's going to be one of those games, folks, where it's going to be Maelstrom. It's going to be cleanse and capture, 3 cards, objective cards each turn, etc., etc. Very basic and simple. The reason for that, basically, is because we're both using new toys from the new Psychic Awakening stuff, and I haven't had a lot of sleep either, so I want to keep it nice and simple for my poor brain. And yeah, we're just going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens. It's going to be slightly more lethal 40k perhaps than I usually play on the channel. So basically what will happen is either we'll probably have a really, really cool close game, or it'll all be over by turn 3.
So turn 2 would be like concede. Oh, right,
yeah.
Let's go.
So
early night, sorted.
Only one way to find out though, so ladies and gentlemen, without much further ado, I think we'll just jump straight to the armies immediately. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, 2,000 points of Imperial Guard. It's Cadian infantry and custom regiment tanks using the new Psychic Awakening stuff. Essentially, it's 2 battalion detachments and a supreme command, which consists of this Baneblade and also these 3 tank commanders. Yeah, I'm doing 3 tank commanders, basically because the improved ballistic skill. Narratively speaking, I want you to imagine this is Hannibal and his elite platoon of veteran tankers, not necessarily actual 3 actual tank commanders, but whatever. But point is, they're better than regular Lehman Rusters, and I'm hoping they'll prove their worth today. That's the idea. It also allows me to bring the Baneblade with a regiment keyword that actually functions correctly, which then allows me to basically make it a tank case, which is going to be the hold down deployment one, where basically it gets +1 to its save until it moves for the first time in the battle. So you deploy it, as long as it stays there, it'll have a +1 to its save, which will bring it to a 2+ save. And I can improve that even further with one of the Primaris Psychers I've got over here. Here's the characters. 2 Primaris Psychers, a Tech Priest Engineer. The reason I'm bringing him along will become clear in a minute. I've got Perkins, I've got Van Graff, I've got an as yet unnamed extra commander that I built recently. We've got the Lord Commissar, 2 command squads, and this one up here featuring as well Lord General Solomon Roth himself. In other words, he's Creed, essentially. He's Creed with a moustache. Basically, he's using the Creed rules, and he will be my Warlord, which gives me an extra couple of command points for making him the Warlord. He won't have a Warlord trait though, because I'm trading that to make this thing a tank case. I'm also spending a command point to have another tank ace of sorts, which is going to be an artillery ace, because we've got Big Bertha the Basilisk here today, and I'm going to make Big Bertha an artillery ace, and it's going to have the full payload ace trait thing, I think, which basically means that it maxes out the damage rolls of its Earthshaker hits. Essentially, it'll do flat 3 damage from the Earthshaker now instead of just D3. Hopefully that'll make it a bit more reliable and useful. I don't know, we'll see. Aside from that, yep, 3 tank commanders as I explained. One is Hannibal as usual. He's got his Lascan, not two twin heavy bolters, but 2 heavy bolters, hunter killer missile, track guards, and the main battle cannon. Looks like a Vanquisher. I always run them as main battle cannons though. Got Demolisher commander with 3 heavy bolters. I think Demolishers are really freaking good now post that last FAQ. So hopefully that'll be really good. Especially with one or two of the new stratagems available as well in the Greater Good Psychic Awakening book. And I've got a third one, which is a battle cannon, lascan, and a pair of heavy bolters. So there you go. I've got a couple of weapons teams up here as well. They're part of the battalions. I've got 3 missile launchers because they're cheaper than las cannons. And down here I've got 3 mortar teams as well. Both of which, again, there's a new stratagem you can use with them, which might be good. We'll see. And aside from that, it's like 80 guardsmen, I think. Yeah, 8 squads. I originally envisioned this as being a triple battalion, which would have added 2 more squads to the list, but then I couldn't really make it work with the Supreme Command detachment as well, and having the Baneblade be part of my army and still getting its tank case thing and the regimental trait and all that sort of stuff. As for the regimental traits, obviously all the infantry here and Big Bertha, that should be noted, they're all using the regular Cadian ones I always use. The Baneblade and the 3 tanks, they're using some of the custom traits from the new book. Basically because the vehicle traits are actually okay. Most of the infantry custom traits seem to be rubbish. I don't think they're worth trading from my regular Cadian ones at all. But basically, they've got 2 traits. One is Expert Gunnery, which allows me to, every time I fire a weapon with a random number of shots, like these battle cannons, demolisher cannon, whatever, I can re-roll one of the dice for free on those in case I roll really low, like a 1 or something. I can re-roll one of the dice, which is really nice. It's sort of a bit like what Catachans get, essentially. So that's nice, having that for free. It means I don't have to use the Cadian Pound Them to Dust order all the time in order to be able to do that. No, I can just use that for free. And the second trait thing they've got is Jury Rigging Repairs or something. It's confusing because there's a stratagem with almost the exact same name. But basically, at the start of all of my turns, I roll the dice. On a 1, nothing happens. On a 2 to 4, each of my tanks will regain a wound. And if I roll a 5 or a 6, they regain D3 wounds. Now, that stacks with the jury rigging stratagem, which allows you to regain a wound. And it stacks with the old engine seer over here. So the theory is, I don't have a lot of vehicles, but these 4 tanks here should in theory be quite difficult to kill because they'll be regaining a lot of health every turn. Well, every one of my turns. That's the idea on paper. In practice, it could be a total disaster. It could be a complete and utter total disaster because I'm not totally convinced yet it's worth running them this way rather than just simplifying it and running them as Cadian instead. But, you know, whatever. Warlord traits, obviously, like I said, I don't get one. Creed normally has his Warlord trait, which is the complicated, annoying Cadian one, but he won't have it because I've traded it for a tank case thing. And relics-wise, I'm doing the Relic of Lost Cadia because I'm fighting against Chaos, so that makes sense. So Van Graff will be carrying the Relic of Lost Cadia, the old Cadian Tupperware. He'll be waving that around at some point during the battle, which will allow Cadian units within 12 inches of him to reroll hits and wounds, which is pretty sweet. But of course, it won't affect these tanks because they're not considered Cadian tanks now. They've got the custom regiment thing, and that's what I mean where I say it may or may not be worth doing. We'll find out, though. We'll find out. And that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. I've said everything that's worth saying. I got a couple of command squads, as I said. This one, they all look like snipers in this command squad. It's because I'm running a bit low on models. They're just regular dudes with las guns, as far as we're concerned. They're not snipers, they're just dudes with camo cloaks and regular las guns. And that's it. That's it. That's the Cadians. That's 2,000 points of them, exactly on the nose, after I added the track guards on Hannibal there, which I'm quite pleased about. So, there you go. Alright, folks. I think it'll be with Creed in charge. That'll be 16 command points in total, I think. He gives you a couple of bonus ones, so we'll see. We'll see if this is any good or not. I'm curious to find out. Anyway, let's go look at the Alpha Legion. And I think they may even have more models than me, which is a bit disgusting. And here they are, folks, the foul Alpha Legion heretics. And yeah, I think they might be beating me on model count, which is a bit embarrassing. But there it is. All right, so talk me through what you got.
Right, there's a lot going on here, so I will probably have to go very slowly. So you've got 2 battalions and a Supreme Command.
Same as me then, basically.
Exact same detachments, I think. So we start with this battalion over here. This will be a Demonkin Ritualists, so I'm pending a command point on that.
Oh, you're doing the funky Vigilist detachments.
I'm doing funky Vigilist detachments, so we have 2 Dark Apostles with a Dark Disciples. One has got the Benediction of Darkness, and one has got Sword Torah per Tent as their prayers, or intelligence in my case.
Yeah, you've sort of modelled them as not being like super religious dudes, and more like they've got like these floating holograms and stuff, like they're providing intel and tactical info to the rest of the force and stuff. So it's less of a I'm a priest preaching on my pulpit angle and more of a sneaky sort of alpha.
This is the advantage we have because of our intelligence. Yeah, that's what I was going for anyway.
That's pretty cool. I like it.
I'm going to spend another command point to make him this guy, the Master of Possession, a field commander. So he's going to have the Shepherd of the True Faith, which when he's in range of these possessed here, which are marked Nurgle, just so I can cover them, that gives them on a wound roll of 6, they do mortal wounds.
Nice.
His powers, going back to the Master of Possession, he has got Infernal Power and the reroll, that is the reroll, the Cursed Earth for the +1. Then I've got 3 cultists.
Nice.
Battalion 2.
Over here.
So we have 2 Demon Princes.
Right.
Both marked Nurgle. Both have Talons. One has Warp Time. One has Miasma of Pestilence.
Very nice.
2 Sicarans. Both marked Nurgle because shenanigans.
Nurgle's the theme today.
Nurgle is a theme, and it's mostly because Miasma of Pestilence.
Yeah.
We like -1s to hit. I've got 3 groups of cultists. One is 15 this time because I had 20 points to burn.
Nice.
So that's them. Then we have the Supreme Command.
She's over here.
We have 2 Lord Discordants. Guess what mark they've got?
Nurgle!
Yay! And a Sorcerer, who is also marked Nurgle. He's got Miasma of Pestilence and Prescience, I want to say off the top of my head. I might be wrong. I think that's everything.
So basically you're really trying to stack your -1s to hit.
It's a lot of -1s to hit to kind of negate shooting my army, yes.
Yeah, good. You absolute scumbag.
Shenanigans.
This is part of the reason I brought so many tank commanders today, folks, because they have a ballistic skill of 3+ instead of 4+. Because I knew this kind of nonsense would probably happen.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Relics.
Hopefully, in true Imperial Guard fashion, we will make up with it with sheer quantity of firepower.
That does seem like a typical Imperial Guard thing to do.
So, yeah.
Relics, off the top of my head, we've got the... Oh, no, I remember them now. This guy has the Hydra's Whale, which if I activate at the beginning of a battle round, any stratagem you use on a 4-up, I roll a dice on a 4-up, you pay an extra command point for it. So it's kind of like a mini Vect.
A few armies have got access to a thing like that.
Yeah,
nowadays,
it's kind of to shut down lots of CP heavy armies, kind of make them a bit think twice. I'm not entirely sure how CP heavy you are. This guy's got the second relic, so that's another command point I'm spending. I'm basically going to start this game with no command points, but he's got the Mind Veil, which gives him 3d3 movement and also gives him Act Like Fly.
Nice.
Warlord trait. So he's got the Shepherd of True Faith. We're going to make this one Warlord, and he's going to have I Am Alfarius.
Okay.
Then I'm spending another command point on We Are Alfarius, and this one with the teal tassel is going to have Clandestine, which gives him -1 to hit.
Right.
Naturally.
Okay, right, I see.
So yes, that is that. In a way, it's minus hitty nonsense.
Minus hitty nonsense. Yeah. We were talking about this off camera, but I would not be surprised if
They've got to cap it.
If at some point in the future GW just decides to cap minus to hit stuff, because or at the very least make it so that a 6 always hits.
But then why give it out like candy would be my question. But anyway.
Yes. Well, we'll see what happens. You've got enough minuses to hit that you could theoretically just make me auto miss at least one thing a turn if all the dominoes fall correctly.
So it's about kind of guessing what you're going to shoot, or force you to shoot other things.
I do at least have a pair of Primaris Psychers in my army, so I can try and deny some stuff.
There is...
But
I do have, I think, 4 Psychers in this army. Yeah, 4 Psychers in this army, so I can... Got a lot to deny myself.
Yeah, I think you've got a couple with Miasma as well, so you've got some redundancy.
I've got, one of these Demon Princes, let's call it this guy.
Yeah.
It's got Miasma of Pestilence, and so is the Sorcerer.
Yeah, so a little bit of redundancy there. So if it fails or gets denied on the first attempt, you can try it again with someone else. So that's all right. Okay, all right. Well, nice and simple, but I'm sure I will be swearing off camera as soon as I get stuck into this army. But we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's go straight to deployment. Alright, ladies and gents, we are deployed. It took a while. There's a lot of models. As you may have noticed, we're sitting here and we're looking at it, and just off camera now we were thinking, this battle's either going to be really short or it's going to be really freaking long. We've got a lot of stuff. We rolled for deployment. We got the... Oh, I've already forgotten what it's called, to be honest with you. It's the point...
Vanguard?
Vanguard, something like that. It's the pointy arrow ones with each short end of the table. You can see pretty much just by looking at it, because we've deployed it more or less along those lines. But there you go. We've got all the objective markers down. Objective 1 is there. My Bane Blade might be on top of another one. I can't remember. There's another one over here. Objective 3 over in this corner.
We've got 2s here.
I think number 6 is underneath there. Yep.
5's here. There's 1 over there. I can't remember the number. I'm guessing 4.
We've been quite conservative with our objective placement. Basically, I decided, yeah, I'm probably going to be just sitting in a corner all game because you've got a very stabby army. So I basically just put my 3 objectives all over here. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, it's Maelstrom, so anything can happen. And that's about all there is to say, other than you finish deploying first. So you're going first.
Unless you would like to seize.
Unless I would like to sneeze the initiative, and I am going to give it a good try. Because being able to go first with this would be nice. A lot of my stuff is out of range due to the length of the battlefield in this one, but it would be nice to get a few pot shots in to start with. But we'll see. You're in a 6 to seize. No, that's a 1. That's alright. Right, it's going to be Alpha Legion, turn 1. Going up next. Right, I turned the camera off there and then realised we didn't really talk about our deployment at all. No. So, well, it's pretty straightforward for the guard. Massive, mahoosive screen of dudes.
Meat.
Yeah, the meat shield. And up at the front, basically I've got a few throwaway squads. And I've got the commissar up at the front and this newbie commander leading the vanguard at the front there. Tanks at the back, squeezed it right in the back. I've got an agency here to run around and fix whatever needs fixing. Both my Primaris Psychers ready to dole out some buffs. Hiding behind there, I got some mortars squared away in this corner with Perkins standing by to give them some orders. And I've got the Basilisk hiding behind the Baneblade, essentially. And the Baneblade is up on these rocks here with a really nice vantage point over most of the battlefield. Because here's the thing, it's got the tank ace ability, so it gets a +1 to its save, as long as it doesn't move from its starting location. So I wanted it to have a really nice starting location with a good view, and it has got one, so that's nice. Not as good as if I'd got that end, and I'd been able to sit it right on top of that big hill at the end there. That would have been very funny.
Why I chose that end of the table.
That is why you chose that end, yeah.
No advantage to me whatsoever, but I didn't want you on it.
Yeah. So line of sight's a little bit awkward, because there's lots of like towers of crates and things between me and you. But you've made the best of a bad job, I hope.
It's fine.
Most of it's okay. The main thing is the Demolisher, poor thing, is not going to be able to shoot anything for a while, because it's only 24-inch range. But we'll see what happens. As for your stuff...
So we're going for aggression, I think is a good way of describing this.
Yeah.
Everything that can run forward will run forward. One thing I didn't mention before is I've used these 1 CP stratagem on forward operatives, give these guys a 9-inch move at the start of the turn.
Right, yeah.
Anybody who knows what Possessed Bomb is knows what's coming.
Yeah.
So they're interlaced around the army, so...
Yeah. So the Possessed have essentially done their scout move thing.
Yeah, they'll be doing a scout move when the game starts, once we come back from deployment. Yeah, and I've got the Demon Prince to come forward. Got everything's coming forward. We're going to come eager.
Lovely. Alright, now let's go to your turn 1 for reals this time. Alright, here are the Alpha Legion's objectives. You've got no prisoners. Score 1 victory point for an enemy unit was destroyed during a turn. And you get more points if you destroy between 3 and 5, etc. Mission critical objective number 4, which is the one that your Sikaran is sat on top of, over there. And assassinate, which is kill a character. So, those are the objectives. Well, folks, we return at the end of the movement phase, and also
it's not the movement phase.
It's not the movement phase, sorry. We've only just done the
pre-game.
You've done the scout move.
Yep.
For the Possessed.
Yep.
And you've done your prayers.
Yep.
For your, not prayers, but prayers.
My tactics.
Your tactics from your apostles. You put Benediction of Darkness on this Lord Discordant there.
So it's currently -3 to hit.
Right, yeah, because he's Alpha Legion,
he's Alpha Legion,
trait,
he's
and
trait,
and he's got that. And you put Soul Terror Portent on the Possessed.
Yep.
So they get a bonus to wound in the fight phase until your next turn.
Yes. And also I activated my relic, the Hydra's Whale, so any command points or commands you may use may potentially could cost you an extra command point on the
For
board.
my next turn, basically, yeah.
For just this turn, yeah.
Yeah, it's once per battle, so
Yes.
yeah, okay, no doing it again. But yeah, that's kind of annoying. I could bleed my CP quite a bit. I neglected to do prepared positions, by the way, in case you're wondering. I did decide not to because you don't have that much shooting, actually.
2 tanks and some cultists, I think, is pretty much the sum total of it.
Essentially. Not much is going to be in range in the first turn, anyway. So,
Yeah.
pretty much just the tanks, and that's kind of it, really. So, yeah. Decided not to go for that. I'd save him as 2 CP for some more interesting stuff later on. That's the idea. Anyway, now we'll be back to the movement. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Alpha Legion movement phase is done. So the guardsmen sit here waiting behind their trenches, and in their craters they see the screaming horde headed their way, with the possessed leading the charge, tip of the spear there with their scout move. They've gotten quite close to me. Closer than I thought they would, actually, I must admit. They're at least within charge range, I would say. And most of your stuff's moved and advanced, right?
A large amount of it. Nothing important is actually advanced. Most of the cultists have advanced, and the sorcerers advanced in there.
Yeah.
The cultists over here haven't, so they can shoot
These guys.
these ones.
Oh, sorry, these ones.
This guy hasn't advanced.
This
These
guy-
haven't advanced. So things can fire.
Right.
Things with guns basically haven't advanced.
Good stuff, yeah. Sakarans will be able to shoot, etc. So, very good. Very good, very good. So, that's the movement phase done. You've got your psychic now.
I do have psychic phase.
You've got some important stuff that happens
Yeah.
in the psychic phase. Well, it's been a disappointing psychic phase.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. The warp feeling uncooperative today, right now, it would seem. You did manage to successfully... The master position knows what he's doing, at least.
Yeah, he can cast psychic powers.
He managed to... I can't see it because of the weird glare with the camera right now, but he managed to get Cursed Earth and Infernal Power off, so everything within 12 inches or something, I think 6 or 12, something like that, of him is getting the +1 to its invuln if it's a demon, and reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1 as well if it's a demon too. So demony stuff's worked, but you failed to cast Prescience.
Prescience, Miasma Pestilence, and Warp Time.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, because you wanted a warp time you possessed, that didn't happen. You wanted a miasma of pestilence. This guy, so he was a -4 to hit, which is filthy, but that didn't happen either. Although he's still a -3 to hit, so basically anything other than my tank commanders is going to auto miss him, which is just disgusting, but there it is. Yeah, and well, okay. I was getting ready with to deny something there, but it never really came up in the end, unfortunately. You even spent a command point.
I did spend a command point, so I'm down to 8.
Yeah.
Whatever my dial thing is. Oh, there it is.
So anyway, bit of a poor psychic phase. There'll be shooting coming up next. The first shots have been fired, everybody. These cultists began by opening fire with their auto guns. I used take cover on this first squad at the front they were firing at, and I only took 2 casualties. Then the Lord Discordant opened fire with his auto cannon, and I made my saves. I made my 5+ saves. The Emperor protects. Hooray. Now though, there's the big guns. The Sakaran is opening fire with everything at poor Celestine here. One of my tank commanders, except for your heavy bolter, which is firing at this
Same squad again, yeah.
same squad again at the front there, yeah. Right, the autocannons first, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s for the Demon Prince. Now wounded on 5s after the rerolls.
6 is cause a -3 though. Oh, guess
No
nothing.
6s.
Nothing.
You were strength 7, right? So
Strength 7,
5s to win. Yeah, oh dear, not a good start. 2 last cannons.
Hitting on 3s. Cocked. Yep.
2 hits.
Wounding on 3s. 1 wound at
One
-3.
At -3, okay. It'll have a 6-up save. It's not in cover, is it? No. I didn't use prepared positions. No.
So damage for 4.
For 4. That's not too bad.
It's a nice middle of the road.
D6 weapons are always a bit swingy.
Then the heavy bolter.
We bolter at the infantryman.
Yep. So hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s.
I can't remember if he mentioned it on camera, but he did use blasphemous machines
Yes.
to avoid the moving and hitting penalty.
So 1 wound at -1 on infantry.
1 move -1, so 5 up thanks to take cover, and I fail it, so another 1 dies. Right, the second scaly Sakaran now doing exactly the same as its twin. Scale Karan.
So it hasn't got blasphemous machines, so the last cannons will be hitting on the 4, but the turret is a assault weapon for some reason, so it can fire.
Very good.
So hitting on 3s, rerolling No, not rerolling ones.
Firing at Miss Alistine again.
Those miss. And then wounding on 5s.
Better this time potentially.
So there's 2 at -3 and 2 at -1.
Alright, -1s, 4 up saves. I make neither of them.
2 damage each.
And then the 6 ups. Make neither of those either.
8 damage in total. I think
8
that might
damage.
kill it.
That, yeah, that's killed it. That will have killed it.
Gonna use a command point
Yes.
to cause it to explode on a 3-up.
And this cannot be rerolled with a CP either.
Nope.
That's the other small print of the stratagem. So yes, it's an Alpha Legion stratagem from Psychic Awakening. You can sabotage my armaments or something, and yeah, on a 3+ now, that tank is going to explode. Which is not very good. It's not very good at all.
It would have
blown up anyway, apparently. Okay, fine.
Secured it.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, folks, there's the aftermath of the explosion. That was nasty. 3 dead guardsmen in this squad, 3 in this squad. 1 of the heavy weapons teams is down, and 1's taken a wound. This Leman Russ has, the Demolisher commander has 11 wounds left. My Leman Russ, well, Hannibal's also got 11 wounds left. 2 wounds left on the Engine Seer, 3 wounds left on each of the Psychers, and 23 wounds left on the Baneblade. I rolled a lot of 5s and 6s there on the D3 mortal wounds. That was kind of painful. Ouch. Yeah, something finally went right for you at least.
And I'm not finished yet.
You're not finished yet, nope. Right, mercifully, we rolled the heavy bolter off screen and it missed all of its shots, so there's that going for me at least. Alright, and that's all of your shooting done.
It is.
Wasn't very much of it. Into the charge phase, and there's one very important one up at the front here,
That's
right?
the only one really at this point.
Yeah,
Nothing else can reach.
Yeah, thanks to your psychic failures, which I'm very, very grateful for. Alright, have you measured this up?
It needs a 9.
Needs a 9, okay. We'll do Overwatch in a second. That's a 6. Command point?
CP it, yeah.
You did roll a 5 there, so it's not
Out of the...
terribly unlikely.
Nope, that is unlikely.
Oh dear.
Check it. Definitely won't get in. 9% sure they won't. Yeah, it's not getting in.
Alright, Overwatch 5. And we've done the Overwatch, and 1 possessed Marine took a wound. Managed to thread the needle there with one of my lasgun shots and got him right through the eyelens. Although he's still not dead yet, because he's a freaking demon. But there it is, right at the back there. There he is. He took a wound. And that's the end of your turn, pretty much. Although I've got a bit of morale to do over here. Scored quite a few points this turn. You've got mission critical objective. You rolled a 3 for the D3 on that. Nice. And you've got assassinate, because you killed my tank commander, which is a character. And you got no prisoners, because you killed the unit as well. And you got first blood, so you won 6 points.
6 points from the first time. So it's not as disastrous as it looks.
No, that shocking psychic phase and iffy shooting phase.
Just bad phases all around, really. Just
Yeah.
killing that guy has come curtains.
Yeah, points wise, you're not doing too bad. All right. Well, let's see what I can do, which is mostly going to be stand still and shoot everything because we're Cadians and that's what we do. But hey, let's see what the guard get up to in their first turn. Alright, here's the guard's objectives. Secure objective 4, not going to happen. Your Sakaran's parked on that. Or was, anyway. It's all the way at the back. Psychological warfare, maybe. I can kill some cultists and get that. And troops on the ground, I can get that. I can get D3 for that. I can't get all 6, because that'd be silly. But I can get, I am securing 3 objectives right now with infantry units, so I'm going to get D3 for this at the end of the turn, which is pretty nice. I'm not going to be able to match your ridiculous 6, but it's something. In the movement phase, it's been a bit of a tactical withdrawal into my corner. This is just what happens when you play guard against a melee army. You get close, you deploy, and then you spend the rest of the game walking backwards. So yeah, the front line of the screen has fallen back a bit, just to make you try and run a little bit further. You'll probably still get to me, but it means you might be able to pile fewer possessed in the fight phase and stuff like that, so I think every inch helps here. And yeah, that's about it really. Some of the squads have moved. Most of them have not. My tanks have remained exactly where they are. And yeah, now I just gotta open fire with the big guns. And luckily, this demolisher cannon is in range of the possessed. Oh, another thing too, I almost forgot it because it's a new thing. I need to do the repair rolls for my tanks using the jury-rigged repairs doctrine thing. So let's go ahead and do that on camera actually. So this demolisher here, it recovers D3 wounds for 3, so nice. That's 11, so yeah, it's back up to full wounds. Not bad. Hannibal. Same again. Holy crap. Alright, nice. Although he only gets 1 wound back. So he's back up to his full 12, basically. Then the Baneblade. D3 again. For 1. So it's up to 24. And that's the repair rolls. Oh, okay, so that's already pretty good. I was wondering whether this would be worth it or not, but that's pretty good. Alright. Oh yeah, my movement phase isn't technically ended yet. I almost forgot about this little fella down here, so he's going to make his move up onto the top of there because he's going to be repairing that Baneblade now at the end of the movement phase for D3 wounds. What did I roll there? A 3, nice. Okay, so Baneblade is back up to full wounds as well. This is what I was hoping would happen. You did manage to straight up nuke one of my tanks completely though, so I didn't even have the opportunity to repair it, but all 3 of my tanks here are back up to full wounds. Very, very nice indeed. Now let's shoot some of them. Actually, it's a psychic phase. I kind of forgot I had one because I don't usually have one with guard. I don't run psychics very often, but hey. Psychic number 1, he's going to be using Psychic Barrier on my Demolisher. Needs a 6 to cast. We get it with an 8. So Psychic Barrier will give it a +1 to a save, so it's got 2+ save now on my Demolisher. And I'm going to do Night Shroud on Hannibal, I think, yeah. Again, needing a 6, which you do get with a 7. And that he's going to have a -1 to hit on him now. I can do minus to hit as well!
-1 to hit, such bullshit!
Yay! I'm joining the club! So yeah, Hannibal's a -1 to hit. The Demolisher has a 2+ save. I just had to split it between them and hope for the best, and the Baneblade should hopefully be okay by itself. It still hasn't moved, so its tank ace ability will still be in effect, which will help it a little bit too. So there we go. Buffed up my tanks. Now let's actually shoot them. The Demolisher commander has opened fire first with his heavy bolters, and everything is being fired at the possessed. I've done the heavy bolters off camera. No damage done. You passed both of your saves from what I managed to get through. And now we're doing the Demolisher cannon itself on camera because it's cool. So, grounding advance, so I'm going to fire it twice, and I'll be able to re-roll either of these if I don't like them, thanks to the doctrine trait thingy it's got. And these are considered two separate shooting, I don't know why that was so hard to say, 2 separate shooting attacks, so I can re-roll both of these instead of just 1. So I'll re-roll that 2, I don't fancy that, so a bit better would be into another 2, brilliant, okay fine. So 7 shots, hitting on 4s because Alpha Legion,
Oof.
that's not bad, it's not bad at all. And yeah, wounding on 2s, because this thing is really powerful. Okay, I still managed to roll 1 there, but that was fine. So 3 at -3.
So 4 up invulnerable save due to Curtis Staff.
Yep.
I think we're good.
And you made all 3 again. Oh, bloody hell, man. I'll continue. We got my mortars opened fire against these cultists. Killed 2. Front row of lasgun guys killed another 2. And then I realised that they have a leadership of 9, those cultists, because you've got a Dark Apostle nearby. So, yeah, getting psychological warfare from that cultist squad is probably not going to happen. Oops. Meanwhile, I've decided next I'm going to fire my Basilisk, Big Bertha, at this Sikaran over here, and it's got its artillery ace ability, full payload or whatever it's called, so it's going to be doing flat 3 damage with each of its shots, which is nice. So it's going to be with the Earthshaker. 2d6 shots, pick the highest. 5, lovely. Now, no minus to hit here because it's a tank and it doesn't have the Alpha Legion trait and you didn't buff it with anything else. So, just regular 4s to hit still. That's a bit poor, honestly. Although it did stay still, and the Basilisk is in fact Cadian, so actually, I can reroll that 1. There we go, 3 hits. Strength 9, so 3s to wound. We get 2 wounds, -3, I believe.
So 6s. Ooh. So it takes 6 wounds.
Yep, so flat 3 damage because of full payload, so Scaran takes 6 wounds from the Basilisk, that's pretty nice. Next up, Hannibal is going to be firing his Battle Cannon Lascan at the wounded Scaran. I definitely want to finish it off. And I've spent 2 CP to do Hail of Fire, to max out the number of shots for the Battle Cannon because I'm firing a vehicle. However, you did use your, what's it called?
The Whale of the Hydra.
Whale of the Hydra, and you did roll a 4+. So that has now cost me 3 CP instead of 2 CP. Very annoying, but luckily I'm guard, so I've got plenty of command points, so it's alright.
1 or 2, yeah.
So that's the plan. Twin heavy bolters at the possessed as well. So here we go. Let's do the bolts first. One possessed died, another one took a wound from the heavy bolters, and now the last cannon at the Sakharin. One shot. This will hit on a 3 because you're a tank and you don't get your Legion trait, but it misses anyway. Brilliant. And then the battle cannon, which is firing its full 12 shots thanks to hail of fire. Hitting on 3s. Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, only one missed. And then wounding on 3s because you're toughness 7. That's everything bar 2 wounded. 9 5-up saves.
I see 1.
I see 2 actually, yeah.
That's probably a very dead Sakharin.
D3 damage a pop. I need to get through 8 wounds.
Yeah, you do it.
3, yeah, okay. Dead Sakharin.
Does it blow up? Oh.
Yes, it does! Woohoo! Oh, that's going to be a lot of stuff in range.
Or does it?
Oh, you could, no,
Yeah,
you could CP it. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, I thought I was going to have explosion revenge there. That was going to be so beautiful, but no.
Too likely. There we go.
It is removed, okay. Okay, folks, enough messing around. It's time for the Beam Blade! And I'm using Vengeance for Cadian on it for 1 CP, and you already rolled for the
Yes.
Whale of the Hydra, and it was a 3, so this is only going to cost me 1. I've got 10 CP left, re-rolling all failed hits and wounds on the Bane Blade. The heavy bolters and auto cannon are all going to fire at your possessed over here. The Demolisher Cannon, the only thing in range with the Demolisher Cannon is this Disco Lord with a -3 to hit on him. So that means I auto miss. I can't hit him. I'm not Orcs. I don't hit on a 6 automatically. Proper annoying. But the big Baneblade Cannon and both these las cannons are going into the other Sakharin because I'd like your backline shooting to be completely gone. Thank you very much. And after a lot of rolling off camera, the heavy bolters and auto cannon managed to kill 3 possessed. In addition to the ones I've already knocked down this turn. So that's okay. That's not too bad. Now the big fun guns. Let's go with the las cannons first against Sakharin. Both hitting on 4s, re-rolling. Reroll that 3. Okay, 1 hit with the las cannons. 3 to wound, re-rolling. It wounds -3.
6-up save. Oh, almost.
And then damage d6. Only 1! Oh, do I want to command point that? No, because you'll probably Whale of the Hydra me and it'll cost me 2. So no, fine. I'll just have to rely on the Baneblade Cannon, which is going to be 3d6 shots. And one of these I can re-roll, thanks to my custom regiment thing.
I wonder what it's going to be.
Yeah, off the table. 2. Okay, that's a slight improvement. Alright. Let's go. Re-rolling one of the misses. And hitting on 4s. Come on, Mr. Baneblade, make it happen. Wounded on 3s because it's strength 9, re-rolling again. Okay, 1 fails. These are all at -3. And these are 6-ups.
2.
And each one's a flat 3 damage, so.
So 3, 6, 9, 12 dead.
Dead Sakharin. Does it go kaboom?
No.
No, thankfully for you.
There we go.
Alright, both Sakharins removed. Well done, Baneblade, and well done, Hannibal. Alright, folks, to save you a lot of trouble, I fired all the las guns that could fire, and these 2 missile launchers here, and in total killed 2 more possessed. Yeah, you've got to fight tooth and nail with your flashlights. Unfortunately, they're all hitting on 5s and stuff because of Alpha Legion nonsense, so it was a bit grim. But I got 2 more possessed, which means I've got 6 in total of them dead this turn.
Yep.
Which is not fantastic, but it'll have to do. And that is all of my shooting done. And I don't have any charges, that's for damn sure.
Sure.
And yeah, I don't have any morale to do. I don't know about you.
Right, so they lost 4.
4, yes.
9, so anything above a 5. So
Those cultists.
they're fine.
Damn.
They lost 6, so anything above a 3. Oh.
Okay.
I'm using yet another command point. But that is 3 possessed coming out, so I have to. There you go.
Ugh. Yeah, you just denied me a point there as well.
Yeah, that's what I had to do.
Kind of annoying. Alright, fine. Alright then, so that brings us to the end of the turn. Let's look at our objective. Alright, here's the objectives. I did not get secure objective 4. Forget it. Didn't get psychological warfare in the end. I could have maybe done if I'd focused a bit more on cultists, but I don't feel like I had much of a choice.
And troops on the ground, I did get. That's D3 victory points.
Throwing dice at me.
Throwing dice at you. I need a big 3 here, really. And I get a 1. Brilliant. Okay, so I have 1 victory point from troops on the ground. I'm going to discard a secure objective 4. And that will take us over into the Alpha Legion's turn 2. Alright, here are the objectives for the Alpha Legion. For the Dark Gods. Score a victory point if an enemy unit was destroyed or failed a morale test during this turn. Probably quite likely. Supremacy. D3 victory points if you control any 3 objective markers at the end of your turn. Easy peasy. And hold the line. Score 1 victory point if you have at least 3 units completely within your deployment zone. And your opponent has no models within your deployment zone. Again, easy. The cards are being very, very nice to you today.
They're kind of liking this a little bit.
Cheeky.
Bit of revenge from the first game.
And the movement phase is completed. There's a lot of stuff pouring straight into my lines. This Lord Discordant still untouched on full wounds and everything. Mostly because most of my stuff couldn't physically actually shoot it. And actually hit it. Even on a 6. Games Workshop, fix this please. But he's right in front of me. He's definitely making his charge this turn. The Possessed are right up here, but just still far enough away that if you roll really badly, they could maybe not make it in. So perhaps me withdrawing my screen a little bit previously was...
I have a solution for that, it's fine.
Oh, fair enough then. Never mind. I thought I'd been clever, but fine. Right. Aside from that, yeah, everything else is piled forward because really...
You missed Benediction of Darkness.
Oh yes, you did manage to get Benediction of Darkness off with your Dark Apostle on the Possessed. They got a -1 to hit them. An additional -1 to hit them.
Yep.
And your you did try Soul Terraportant, but it failed.
It failed. I rolled a 1 when I can get it on a 2-up. It goes off, so that's always fun.
Yeah, kind of annoying. There it is. It happens sometimes, you know. Loud artillery shell lands and just drowns out the speech, you know. Low flying jet, you know.
What?
You said that again, didn't hear you. But anyway, that's the story of the movement phase, pretty much. There it is, everybody. You've pretty much, aside from cultists shooting away with autoguns at the back there and the autocannons on your Lord Discordants, you're all about stabbing now.
It's a bit stabby at this point. Yeah.
I've removed your Sicarans, so yeah, your backfield shooting is more or less gone. So basically, it's going to come down to, can you chew through all of my troopers and get to the juicy tinned meat at the back?
Yes. Well, hopefully these will help me.
Yeah. All right, you've got stratagems.
I have psychic phase.
Oh yeah, and the psychic phase, of course. I
Right.
traditionally like to forget the psychic phase, you know. So
You'd like to, yes.
yeah.
I'll start with the Master of Possession again.
Okay.
So Infernal Power goes off on a 6, gets it on a 7.
Brilliant.
That goes off. Cursed Earth goes off on a 7. Ooh, that's unfortunate. I should have done those the other way around.
Not command point in it.
No, don't have nearly enough left. Sorcerer is going to cast Prescience on the Possessed. Goes off on a 7. Gets that on an 8.
There you go.
And then Miasma of Pestilence is going on the Lord Discordant. Gets on a 6.
I think I'm out of denial range as well, so...
And then the Demon Prince with Warp Time, which is this fella.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to use Warp Time on the Possessed. Goes off on 6. Gets it on a 9. And then he's going to Smite.
Alright.
Gets it on an 8.
And that's going to be these guys in front here, isn't it?
Yeah, so D3 mortal wounds.
Do it.
1.
One guardsman. His head just
I'll
explodes.
do that Warp Time.
And that's how things look after your warp time, and yeah, I can see what you mean now. That's how you were dealing with the slight short distance there. Okay, fine, very good. Alright, your shooting phase now. Not that there's an awful lot of shooting, but you've
Not
got
really,
some.
no.
Well, that was a very brief shooting phase indeed. A squad of cultists over here opened fire, and my one guardsman who took a wound made a save with a 6. Nice, the Emperor protects. And then your Lord Discordants opened fire with their autocannons, and you managed to take 2 wounds off Hannibal at the back here. I'm fairly confident he'll just heal that at the beginning of my turn, so I'm totes fine with that. And that's all of your shooting.
It is.
So now it's the charge phase.
It is.
Seems fairly obvious what you're going to do.
Yep. You say that.
Alright, so some interesting charges here. The Possessed want to charge in against both of these 2 front squads, hoping to wipe out both of them. And the Disco Lord, he's declaring against both the front squads as well, and also these 2 characters. Basically, in the vague hope that you might be able to wrangle a pile in somehow to get into these guys, because you want to fight with the possessed first.
Yes.
And hope that they can kill lots of stuff and maybe leave you a gap in there. So you're just going to declare a charge against them anyway. They've both got a bolt pistol, so you have nothing to fear from the Overwatch, really. So yeah, that's totally fine. So I guess it's the possessed first.
Charge for the possessed.
This you'll definitely get in, but it's a question of how much do you have to work with. So 7's not bad. And to nobody's surprise, those charges were successful, and that's how we look afterwards. No casualties or damage done on Overwatch either. Did get some hits, but no wounds. So I can interrupt, although I'd probably be a bit silly too. Slight waste of command points. But yeah, I suppose the possessed first, yeah?
Possessed first. Yeah.
Well, first things first with possessed, you roll to see how many attacks they get, and you got the big 3.
I did.
The D3, +1 for hateful assault, so they got 4 attacks each. Yeah, these guardsmen are toast, I think.
Yes.
To nobody's surprise whatsoever, and to cut a long story short, in an orgy of stabby violence, the possessed absolutely wiped out those 2 front squads. Yeah, getting 4 attacks each was really sealed the deal there. They were they stood no freaking chance. So you consolidated forward into the second line of guys, and both my characters here and my troopers, they fought back, and I think I took a wound off something, didn't I?
Yeah, you took a wound off possessed.
I took a wound off possessed. I think it was the commissary did that. Get in. Well done, Cromwell. And that's it. You didn't manage to get the discordant piled in.
No shenanigans could happen.
No cheeky piling in there. So that's fine. Yeah, that's how things stand basically, and that's more or less the end of the turn. I don't have any morale because you killed everything that would have had morale completely and utterly.
Luckily I didn't lose any units my own turn, so that's always a bonus.
That's always good to hear.
So I just got my points, haven't I?
Yeah, so have a look at your objectives. So
I've got score 1 victory point if a unit was destroyed or failed morale. We score that.
hey.
Supremacy D3 victory points for any 3 markers. I have 2, 4 and 5 here. I don't know what number that is. 5, yeah.
You watch him roll a 5 or a 6.
Yep.
Told you.
And then hold the line, score 1 victory point if you have at least 3 units completely within your deployment zone, and your opponent has no models within deployment, blah 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 blah, 1 point.
Okay, so you're now up to 9, 10, 11 points.
11 points, yes.
11 points to my 1 victory point. Yeah, I'm going to have to go for the tabling, I think. It's not looking good for the guards on the victory points, as usual. Oh dear, alright. Okay folks, here are the guards' objectives. The cards are still being a bit mean to me. Witch Hunter. Yeah, not really going to get that right now. Could get that down the road against one of your demon princes, but Still got psychological warfare and no prisoners. This one I might be able to do. I think killing 3 of your units this turn might be doable. It depends how lucky I get with the really crucial shots in terms of how much firepower I have to waste on things like cultists, to get that. But we'll see. I at this point I'm not really I don't think I'm really playing the mission. I'm just playing kill all the things.
Try and kill me, yeah.
So we'll see. And here's how the guard look after the movement phase, and we can probably put movement in air quotes really because not a lot has moved. Some crucial things though. This Demolisher has shuffled forward a little bit, so its heavy bolts are going to be getting -1 to hit for moving. Luckily not the turret weapon. The reason for that is to be able to get within 12 inches of this Lord Discordant, and therefore give me a rat's chance in hell of actually hitting it on a 6 with the Demolisher cannon, so there's that. Otherwise, Van Graff has moved into this central location, because he's going to pop his relic this turn, the Relic of Lost Cadia, and by moving there, not only does he get all of this infantry within the bubble of the relic, he also gets this Basilisk at the back here. So having that rerolling to hit and wound, it's going to be pretty sweet. Also, these guys have fallen back out of combat. They've shuffled back and just the bare minimum amount. And my 2 characters here, my Lord Commissar and my Commander, have both run back, and some guardsmen have closed the gap in front of them again, so you don't get to charge them and stab them in the face yet. Yet. So that's pretty much my movement. Everything else has stayed still, because as Cadians we generally tend to want to do that, especially when we've got this much stuff in our faces, and this much stuff in my face with minuses to hit as well, so I really want those reroll ones. Anyway, I have a psychic phase to do now. My 2 Primaris Psychers at the back here. I didn't actually move them. It might have been worth considering. They could smite if they really wanted to. but I don't know if I'm gonna. Actually, it might be worth doing because you don't have a lot of shooting left. So rather than buffing these tanks, I could instead just do a double smite. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to give it a try. So they're going to basically smite in the possessed.
Yep.
And more wounds on them wouldn't be a terrible thing, actually, because they're proving quite difficult to remove. Right, so first, Primaris Psyker. Oh, of course, because it's a Primaris Psyker, it's one of the guard Psykers doing smite. This means I have to shout, "Witness your doom!" And fail. Okay, good. And the second one? That's more like it. D3 more wounds. Yeah, it's a big 3. That's what I wanted.
So he dies.
And another one dies.
And somebody else dies.
At the back there?
No, not you. Because I need them in range.
Brilliant.
There we go.
Your doom has been witnessed.
I have witnessed.
Imperial Guards. It's a reference to Dawn of War. If you're watching at home and you're like, what the heck was that about? It's a Dawn of War reference.
Is this guy yelling?
Why is he shouting? I don't understand. No, it's from Dawn of War. Went to a start. Wonderful, wonderful game. Really, really good. I'm going to let's play it on my channel at some point. In fact, that's by the by though. All right, backtracking slightly. I forgot to do the repairing stuff at the end of the movement phase. Whoops. Yeah, self-repair on Hannibal. He rolls a 1. He doesn't get to self-repair with jury repairs. That's 9. But luckily the tech priest is there, so D3 back on for 2. So he's back to full health again. 12 wounds. Brilliant. All right, tank repaired. Now let's shoot guns, and we're gonna start with the Demolisher. The Demolisher is firing its main Demolisher cannon at this Lord Discordant here. It's going to be hitting on 6s because of your Alpha Legion chicanery, and which is not great. But to try and counterbalance that, I'm doing 2 things. One is I'm remembering that tank orders exist. I'm sorry, everybody. And the Demolisher Commander is ordering itself to bring them down, I think it's called. Reroll 1s to wound. I thought about doing Strike and Shroud, but you don't have a lot of guns left, so it's not that relevant really anymore. Could have done with it maybe last turn, but never mind. So, that's what I'm going to do, bring them down. So reroll 1s to win. The other thing is I'm spending 2 CP on Hail of Fire. So this Demolisher cannon is doing the maximum 12 shots. So I should at least, statistically, averagely speaking, get 2 hits here.
In theory.
Let's give it a go. This is not 12 dice. Need more dice. Alright, 12 shots hit on 6s. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me?
Well, that's a oof.
He's not. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no.
The council has met. They have awarded one singular yike.
Yeah. No! Alright, fine. All of that missed, and the heavy bolters are going to be firing at the old possessed Milados, and they're also hitting on 5s or 6s or something, I think. So, alright, 1 wound successfully done with the heavy bolters on the possessed. And wouldn't you know it, I rolled about 7 6s when I rolled the heavy bolters.
Can confirm.
So, thanks, Dice Gods. Yeah. That was a bit of a dismal failure. Alright, fine. Van Graff is now going to pop the relic. Hooray! Cheering. He raises the Tupperware into the sky. Confetti falls from a nearby passing aircraft.
There was much rejoicing.
There was much rejoicing from the Cadian lines, and more importantly, my Basilisk over here is now going to be re-rolling all of its hits and wounds. And it's firing at the Lord Discordant with its Earthshaker cannon.
You sure?
Yes.
-3?
He's -3.
Yeah.
So I'm...
Because it's 12.
I'm
Warlord Trait, Alpha Legion, and Miasma Pestilence.
automatically missing, yes. Okay, fine. You know what? I will shoot at the other Lord Discordant then. Since it only has a -1.
Only.
I hate Alpha Legion so much. Okay, fine. 2d6, put the highest for shots. 3. Good. Okay, fine. 3 shots. Hitting on 5s, so I can reroll all but okay, that's I can't reroll the 4, but okay. And then wounding on 3s. So reroll that because relic fails. Right, 1 goes through, -3.
4 up.
Invulnerable.
No.
You failed it.
Failed
Flat
it.
3 damage.
Cool.
Thanks
Down
to
to
his,
9.
thanks to the artillery ace ability. All right, that's something at least. Okay. Remain calm. Swiftly move on to the next target thing, whatever we're going to call it. The Bane Blade. Yes, I think the Bane Blade. Yeah, we're doing the Baneblade, and I'm firing every single gun on this monstrosity at this Lord Discordant. I'm hitting on 6s, because I'm within 12 inches of you.
Yep.
So there's a chance. But I'm going to use every single... I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at you as well. Like, this thing's big enough, it probably has a kitchen in there. Commander's going to pop out the top and throw the sink at you.
Somebody's got to grab a line, just hurl it at him.
Throw a few rocks at you, you know, the lot. Alright, here we go. Autocannon first. No hits. Both the last cannons. No hits. Oh, what am I doing? Vengeance for thingy, what's it? Vengeance for Cadian on this guy. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Isn't he in the Supreme Command?
Yeah, but Vengeance for Cadian is not specific to Cadians.
Oh, you're Vengeance for Cadian. So I'm thinking.
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
no.
thingy.
It's not the relic. It's the
Yeah.
stratagem. So that's
Yeah,
one
it's
CP.
Start again then.
So yeah, I can re-roll the autocannon shots. I got 2 2s there, so that would have been natural misses. So I get 1 hit this time, and then 3 to wound. Re-rolling. Okay, it's a wound. Man's wound.
-1, so it's 3 up. It's fine.
Okay, good. And then the last cannons. What did I roll for them? Hold on.
They both failed, I think.
Yeah, they both failed, but did I fail with modifiers or not?
Right.
Okay, I've checked the footage and I can re-roll. They were natural misses. No hits though, sadly. Alright. Demolisher. Demolisher cannon on the front. D6 shots. For 6! Yes!
That's a chance.
You watch them all miss now.
Statistically, you'll hit once. Oof.
Yeah. Same old story. Although, Vengeance for Cadian is the thing. So we re-roll all these because they're natural misses. Bah! Bah, I say! Never mind. Okay, let's get all the 3d6 shots for the Baneblade cannon. And I can re-roll that 3 if I want to. Risky, but okay. Oh yes! Okay, now we're cooking. Alright, 15 shots from the Baneblade cannon. Re-rolling the natural misses. Okay. Good start. 5 hits with the re-roll. Now wounding on 3s. And re-rolling fails, which is just this one. Brilliant. So that's everything has wounded. 5 wounds, -3.
So 5 ups. Invulnerable save. Ooh.
How many did you fail?
3 go through.
Flat 3 damage each. So that's 9 damage.
It's down to 3. I'm going to reroll this one.
Okay, command point been spent.
There we go.
So 6 damage. Fair enough. Now I've got all the heavy bolters to rinse you with. Heavy bolters, let's go! 6s, give me 6s. Natural fails re-rolled. Okay, I don't think I got anything extra there, but hey, I got some 6s. What's the toughness on that thing? Is it 6?
6.
5s to wound, re-rolling. Ooh, 2, and make that 3. 3 wounds at -1.
So 3 ups. We're good.
Damn you. Damn you, sir. Damn you. Alright, fine. I really hoped it would be dead at this point. It hasn't happened, mostly because the Demolisher whiffed like a champion. Alright, next up is going to be Hannibal. And you've got how many wounds left?
6.
6 wounds left. God, they have a lot of wounds, those things, don't they?
Yep.
Alright, so again, I think I'm going to fire everything on Hannibal at your disco dude. Yeah.
So that'll be -3 on that one.
That will. So he hasn't moved and he's a commander, so he'll still hit on 6s. So same deal again, although no reroll this time because no Vengeance for Cadian. So, all right, here's the battle cannon shots. I can reroll these. Thanks to my regiment thing. So yeah, I'm gonna reroll both. Okay, that's better. That's a 9. I knocked that, but that was a 9. He's gonna order himself to bring them down. I almost forgot, but he'll reroll once to wound, assuming he gets any hits. Need 6s. Come on, give me 6s. Gah! Fine. Okay. All right, let's do his last cannon. Yes, last cannon, get in. All right. 3s to wound, reroll any 1s. Oh, there's a 1. Reroll it. Give me a 3. Dice gods, why do you toy with me like this? Why? All right, heavy bolters. 1 hit. Doesn't wound. Haven't given up hope yet. Emperor, guide my aim straight and true. My 2 missile launcher guys here. They are going to fire both their crack missiles at the Lord Discordant. And because of the Relic of Lost Cadian, they can reroll pretty much everything. So looking for 6s. Yeah, we get a 1. We get 1, and that's natural hit, so I can't reroll that. But hey, we got 1. 3 to wound. Reroll it, because Relic of Lost Cadian. We get a wound. -2.
So 4 up. Oh, goes through.
D6 damage.
D6
damage. Command point. Yes! I did it!
He did it!
My faith is rewarded. Thank you, Emperor.
He's dead.
I can't believe that.
The effort.
He just took like an entire army's worth of firepower. That is truly absurd. Alright. He's dead, though. He dead. Okay, I need to have a little sit down and I think. Alright, there's just a quick break for us at our end because we ran out of disk hard drive space, storage space on the camera. So I've sorted out that little situation, and now jumping back in, I'm going to start with these mortars over here. Perkins will order them to take aim, so they'll reroll all their failed hit rolls. They're out of range of the Lost Cadia relic thing, unfortunately, so that'll have to do. Also, I'm going to spend, I think it's 1 CP, I'll double check, on the new heavy weapons team stratagem, so they can add 1 to hit and wound against their target, which is going to be the possessed, I think. Actually, maybe, I'm going to measure up and see precisely what I want to shoot at, because I could blow up some cultists, maybe, and try and get that point, but in truth, maybe I should just shoot the possessed. Either way, I'm going to use the stratagem to add 1 to hit and wound, which, admittedly, it worked out fine in the end, but I probably should have used it on the missile launchers when I was desperately trying to kill that Lord Discordant. Totally forgot it was there, and it was a thing. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Can confirm shooting the possessed, because the 36-inch range isn't quite enough to reach some of these cultists back here. So, 3d6 shots. Oh, that's not bad. Alright, so this is at -2 against the possessed, but it's +1 because of the stratagem. So hitting on 5s, rerolling everything but 4s. Okay. Hello. Okay. Then winning on 3s thanks to the stratagem, and all of them bar 1 wound. 4 wounds. No AP at all.
That's 3 ups. Oh, that's good.
That was a very unlucky roll, so.
That dies. And he dies.
Okay, not bad for the mortars. Now, however, I'm afraid it's just going to be an absolute tide of lasgun fire, which I am going to do off camera, because otherwise we'll be here all day. Ladies and gentlemen, by our flashlights combined, we've actually melted quite a few possessed, mostly thanks to the lost relic of Lost Cadia. Basically, that's what allowed this miracle to happen, folks. There are 3 possessed left. 4 possessed left. Yeah, I forget. There's one over there, out of coherency currently. And yeah, I've killed 12 possessed in total this turn. That I did not expect, actually.
No.
But the relic of Lost Cadia came through. Basically, allowed me to re-roll all hits and wounds before modifiers, which was still, in spite of the modifiers, pretty darn powerful, as it turned out. And yeah, we killed a lot of possessed with combined lasgun fire. Occasionally, combined lasgun fire can do miracles, but having a ridiculous relic of anti-chaosness really does help a lot, to be honest. But there it is, folks. So, possessed. I mean, there's still 4 of them left.
Still hurt, yeah.
And if you roll 4 for your attacks again, you
Yeah,
can
exactly.
still kill quite a few dudes.
Clear through a little bit,
I think,
hopefully.
wasn't it only 2 possessed that killed an entire squad last time?
Yeah, it's just 2 guys.
Yeah, so, still no joke, guys. But anyway, that's a better result than I could have hoped for. My rolling there was really hot as well, and in addition to the rerolls and stuff, I rolled an awful lot of 5s and 6s there.
Yeah, that was craziness.
Al was kind of looking on with horror, really. This is... The tables have turned in that regard. Anyway, I think we're done. I've fired everything I can. I ain't charging you. I know there's only 3 left over there, but I'm still not charging you.
You sure?
We were chatting off camera, actually, that I really should have brought Bullgrins for this one. I considered it, but decided not to. And I really should have, because Bullgrins would have been kick-ass in this game. Never mind. Anyway, you've got morale for the possessed.
No, I'm going to pay 2 CP and ignore that.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
That's all my CP gone now, though.
That's right, that's the last of your command points. So, So, yeah, let's have a look at my objectives, such as they are. Oh, here they are. I do get one single solitary point for no prisoners. That brings me up to 2 whole victory points, everybody.
Woo!
Yay! I didn't get psychological warfare because you did auto pass that morale test with 2 CP, and Witch Hunter I still haven't got. 'Cause, I mean, I could get that by killing a Demon Prince, which might be in the near future. We'll see. So, yeah, I mean, like these actually are both quite kind of still pretty doable. So I'm actually not going to discard either of them, but I do score 1 point for that. So that's nice, I guess. But there you go. There's my objectives. Let's see what the Alpha Legion do, as they potentially now have to switch tack to a far more tactical style of play now, because they are in a tough spot in terms of the balance of power, I would say, looking at the models on the board. But what they do have is an entire bucket load of victory points. So
I think that's like 9 points ahead.
yeah, you are. So let's see what they come up with in Alpha Legion turn 3. We're on turn 3? Yeah, we're on turn 3. Good. Okay. Well, ladies and gents, these are the Alpha Legion objectives for turn 3, and for whatever reason, the Alpha Legion High Command are quite obsessed with Objective 4.
A little bit.
They really like Objective 4 in this game, and good for you too, because that means...
More
well,
points.
Objective 4 is over in the corner where your Sakarans were at the start of the game. So getting defend and secure, that's more points for the points bucket. Points for the points thrown. Overwhelming firepower, unfortunately, not that likely, you reckon? No.
Shooting? No, that's not what we're here
Don't
for.
have a lot in the way of gun left, unfortunately. And here's how things look after the movement phase and the all-important prayer phase. These possessed have regrouped a bit, and also got 2 prayers on them. You've got Benediction of Darkness and Solitaire Portent this time. No failed speeches by the Dark Apostles. So that's good. You've got a bonus to wound in combat now, and another -negative to hit. Jolly good stuff. And, well, yeah, Demon Prince hurtling forward. Disco Lord hurtling forward. Other Demon Prince sneaking around the back there. Oh, yes.
Gotta get the sneakies on.
And you also rolled a 666 over here
For the Mind Veil.
for the Mind Veil, which is your sort of 3d6 teleport move thing that your chap has. So he
Is there now.
is also sneaking around the back there. So there you go. Right, and cultists have moved up a little bit. Other cultists have huddled off behind the cliff, so they can't be shot at, except by Basilisk, I guess, because that can hit anything on the table and doesn't need line of sight. So yeah, that's the Alpha Legion moves.
So, Psychic.
Psychic indeed.
Right, so we'll start with the Master of Possession.
Yep.
We'll do Infernal Power first. Gets it on an 8. Cursed Earth, this is important. Don't have any command points, so that's that.
I was going to say that your Master of Possession has been very reliable this game, actually, as
So
well.
Infernal Power, so hopefully he's got that. The Sorcerer will cast Prescience on the Lord Discordant.
Okay.
Doesn't get it. Totally worth thinking about.
No command points left either.
No. Razor Pestilence from the... Yeah, that's the right Demon Prince. This Demon Prince into the Lord Discordant goes off at a 6. Gets that on an 8.
Very good.
And then something I'm kind of interested in. Warp Time from this Demon Prince on himself.
Okay.
Really
Oh,
good.
that sucks.
That really sucks. There we go.
That sucks particularly because you were hoping to get a sneaky warlord kill there, basically.
Could have
Yeah.
done that.
Creed is just sort of milling around there doing nothing, with his rear end exposed.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, a good charge can still get me in.
yeah, you
but-
could still certainly do it. The wings definitely help you here,
Yeah.
but that would have been
Take a
all but a
big old
certainty.
charge,
Yeah. Okay, well,
Oh,
somewhat mixed psychic phase again, unfortunately. I didn't even think to deny any of that. Never mind.
I kept mostly out of range.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw you measuring that up earlier. Yeah, so we're good. We're good. All right, on to the very limited shooting phase, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shooting phase summary because we did it all very quickly off camera. There wasn't very much of it. These cultists over here opened fire with their auto guns, shots pinging off the rocks down here, and only 2 troopers went down to random stray shots in the face. Yeah, the Emperor protected in this shooting phase, basically, because that's all I lost. The autocannon from the Lord Discordant fired as well. And saves were made. So, yeah, apparently I'm rolling hot for flak armor saves today. I don't really know why, but there it is. Didn't even have to use take cover, although I considered it. So, incidental shooting phase over. Now the important bit. Charging. Slight backtrack. You've got to do one of your smites.
Yes.
So you did. And
I
you've
did.
killed 3 troopers from this squad here.
Yeah.
Haven't you? So, dead. There we go. Many charges are happening. These possessed, and the Demon Prince, and the Lord Discordant here. To make things nice and simple, they're all charging this squad and this squad.
Correct.
And over here, your other winged Demon Prince is charging this command squad here, and Creed's command squad, and this infantry squad, because you basically want to plop right down there.
Yes, ideally.
That's the plan anyway. So there will be some Overwatch. I'm going to do it off camera because it's all bloody las guns, except for, I suppose...
The melter gun in that squad there.
Yes, well there's 2 actually. There's one in this squad and one in that squad, so... I'll do them both. I'll do them both right now. Who's going first? Who wants to eat this?
Go with the possessed.
Okay.
They've got 4 big balls in there.
Holy Emperor, guide my aim straight and true!
Oh.
My melter guns do have a reputation for doing this occasionally. Okay. So this will be a 2 to wound. Yep.
4 up. Oh, doesn't.
And it'll D6 damage. Yeah.
Dead.
Probably was. I think it was 2d6 prick the highest of that range, but not that it matters.
No. Just need to get.
Okay, 1 possessed down, and go ahead and roll that. See how much room you've got to play with.
6. So he's only really going to get there, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay.
He wants to go there.
Very good. So that's them locked up in there.
Actually, I might change it slightly so it's a bit more this way. So it's still in range.
Okay. Who's next?
Lord of Squadron go in. So you've got 1 melter gun to fire at him.
I do. Oh well, I mean, technically I have a bunch of las guns I need to do in here as
Yeah,
well.
we'll
But
do that.
we'll do that in a second. Bit out of sequence and weird, I know, guys, but
It's lash guns.
it's for speed.
Oh god, it hits.
Holy Emperor, guide my aim straight and true. I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
First it was Bob's Big Mac, and then Dan's Patriarch, and now this. Oh dear. All right.
3.
3 to wound, yeah. There you go.
At least
You're
there's
right.
that.
Although, do I want to command point that?
Did I do?
I think I do. I've got to do. I can't not command point that. That's ridiculous.
Good.
There you go. Dice God's decision was final. That's fine.
So he's going in there.
Deduct a command point over
Then the
there.
Demon Prince gets in for free.
He does indeed.
Hopefully. Don't think he does now.
Well, yeah.
No, he's not going anywhere. He's staying where he is.
Okay, never mind then. Right, I'll now go do that Lasgun Overwatch. Right, with all the Overwatch resolved, I did 1 wound to the Disco Lord and 1 wound to the Possessed. Now it's the Demon Prince charging over here. I've already done the Overwatch. He took no damage.
Nope.
So now you just need this epic. Is it 12-inch charge?
10 to get into that hole, I think.
Right, okay.
So it's possible. I've been doing my practice rolls. That is not 10. Oh well.
Never mind.
Where can you actually get to? I think I can stick him there, basically.
Yeah, you did declare a charge against him, so you can at least get into combat.
Yes.
You just can't get precisely where you want it to be.
There.
There we go.
Violence.
Wobbly Demon Prince syndrome. And yes, once again, folks, the grim inevitability of the situation is made obvious as the Possessed, the Lord Discordant, and the Demon Prince claw and cleave their way through even more guardsmen. This entire squad is gone. This entire squad is gone. This squad here has 3 guys left who are going to panic and run away from morale shortly because they're not close enough to the Commissar to help them. And I don't feel like spending 2 CP to preserve a Voxcaster and a Sergeant and a dude with a lasgun, frankly. Got better things to spend it on. So, brutal close combat assault phase as usual.
That's all I can do brutally at the minute.
Yeah, and no matter what I roll on this, these guys are legging it, so bye-bye.
They've lost 2. Do they have anything?
Those guys have lost 2, yeah, so they should be okay, I think. But 5, 6, 7, yep, they're fine.
Yep.
So that's sort of my morale. Did you pile into any of my stuff? I don't think you did you? You didn't consolidate within an
I
inch.
just made sure I was outside of range.
So I have no fighting back to do in that regard. So that brings us straight over to your objective side.
I've got secure.
Secure 4, so that's another point.
I'm going to start defending objective 4,
Yep.
and I'm disregarding that.
So overwhelming firepower goes into the discard pile, and you have another point, bringing you up to how many now?
12.
12 to my 2. Yeah.
Operation Survive.
Operation Survive, basically. It's a question of survival now for the Alpha Legion. Can they evade my guns for long enough to have this one in the bag? We shall see. As we head over into Guard turn 3, where we unleash our firepower once again. Hopefully we'll do more than kill one Lord Discordant with all of my tanks. You never know though. We'll see. Well, here are the Cadian's cards. Witch Hunter and Psychological Warfare I still have. Defend Objective 6 is the new one, and for once, the generals and their aides gathered around the Strategium Hollow table up on the Imperial Navy battleship in orbit have finally got their act together and given me an objective I can actually achieve for once, because Objective 6 is over there. So that's nice of them. Anyway, my movement, such as it is, again, not very much movement. I apologise to those of you at home who sort of dislike how static Imperial Guard can be, but honestly, when you've got a horde of charging maniacs coming at you, there's not a lot you can really do to be flexible and manoeuvrable. I just kind of have to bunch up and fire my guns and keep hoping that they'll die, really. So that's basically what I'm doing. I've manoeuvred Creed and his command squad in such a way as he's a bit more protected, so he's probably not going to be smited, well, smitten, ganked, whatever, by a Demon Prince, but the Demon Prince also has pretty easy access to both of my tanks right now, so really I need to kill these possessed so that he becomes a viable target, because I really need him to die. One, because I'll get Witch Hunter, which is nice, but mostly because I don't want him flapping over here and doing some nastiness to my tanks. So, because theoretically they're a lot of my killing power, you see. So yeah, that's my movement pretty much. Everything else has kind of stayed still, I'm afraid. Everything else has kind of stayed still. So, basically, we're going into the Psychic phase. And what's happening is these two Primaris Psychics here are smiting again. And the closest thing to them, by about 5 millimeters, is the Lord Discordant here. We measured it up. So, once again, Primaris Psychic number 1, witness your doom! With his, it goes off in a 7.
I'll try and deny that.
I would if I were you.
Does not deny.
D3 mortal wounds for 3.
Oof.
Pick 3. 3 wounds down on the Lord Discordant. And then the second Primaris Psyker. That is a 10. That was just shy of a Super Smite.
Not what I need right now, no.
You able to deny that as well?
No, nothing else is in. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me quickly.
It's worth a punt.
No.
Okay.
Nothing else in.
D3 more wounds. For what? So 1 more wound down on the Lord Discordant. It's not easy to get wounds on these Lord Discordants with all their buffs and stuff, so I will certainly take that. Right, first of the queue is the Basilisk, opening fire from behind here. And it's going to need 6s to hit this guy. It's going to need 6s to hit the Lord Discordant here. But we're going to give it a go anyway. So 2d6 picking the highest for shots. That's a 5. That's not bad. Needing 6s to hit though. 2 hits. Okay. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. AP minus 3.
Let's play that demon. Oof.
And then flat 3 damage again because he's an artillery ace. Big Bertha strikes again.
He's dead.
The Discordant is dead. I didn't expect that actually. I thought it was going to be like last time.
Here's 500 tanks to kill one guy here.
Yes. Alright. Job done. Next up, I think I'm going to go with these mortars. Trying to blast those remaining possessed a bit. So I'm going to use the 1 CP heavy weapons stratagem again. I forget what it's bloody called again. Concentrated fire or something? They all have really vague, generic names like that, but anyway. I'm going to use the heavy weapons team strat again on these mortars to try and wipe out the rest of those possessed. 3d6 shots. 13, that's not bad. 13 shots from the mortars, and Perkins is going to be ordering them to, what's it called? Take aim, that's the one. So, again, hitting on 6s, but natural misses. I can re-roll, and there is quite a few. Yeah, that gave me another couple of hits there, so that is 4 hits with the mortars. And this will be wounding on 3s. Actually, no, they have a +1 to hit, so it would have been 5s would have hit as well. So actually, that's... we need to add those as well. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I forgot this stratagem adds 1 to hit. Alright. To wound, we get 3 6s. No, 2 6s and a 5. I'm losing the plot here, guys. We've been at this a long time. 3 wounds, basically. 3 wounds, sir.
Minus?
Minus absolutely nothing at all.
That's 3 ups. Here we go. 3 ups of doom. They saved some things.
Fair enough. Top priority at this point is to remove the possessed so I can target the Demon Prince. And both of these 2 command squad veterans here managed to wipe out all but 1 of the possessed, which means there's 1 left standing, which means Creed, aka Lord General Solomon Roth, is going to whip out his hotshot las pistols, dual wielding, and going to try and take it down. Let's see, he hits on 3s normally, so it'll be 4s because of Benediction of Darkness. He hits twice! Does he wound though? No! Shame. Shame. He could have ordered himself there to reroll wounds, but that ship has sailed. Alright, how about Van Graff with his amazing bolt pistol of legend? How about that? He misses. Good.
Amazing!
What about the newbie commander over here? She's new, so first battle on the channel. Her bolt pistol. This one hits, okay. Just going to show the Colonel how it's done, apparently. And wounds as well.
That's a 3 up. He's fine.
The Commissar. Lord Commissar. Yep, he hits. By the Emperor it shall be done. Yeah, he wounds.
3 up. Yeah, good.
Oh, this one possessed is going to troll me, isn't he? I can already tell. Alright, I'm going to have to do this squad here. And it will be first rank fire, second rank fire, ordered by the newbie commander, I think, yes. Alright, 8 wounds from this squad with their las guns firing at this possessed. 8 3-ups.
He goes down.
Oh, he finally goes down. He failed 2.
There it is. Possessed declared.
You need to glue some extra horns on that possessed or something. He was very cool. He held up the whole war machine there for a little while.
He was both disgusting and resilient.
Indeed he was. Alright, that gives me options, including shooting that damn Demon Prince with a Demolisher Cannon. Actually, do I want to? No, yeah, I will. I was just thinking in terms of vehicles to shoot at with hail of fire, but the Disco Lord is dead, so never mind. Yeah, it's going to be the Demolisher shooting the Demon Prince next. The Demolisher sprays heavy bolter rounds downrange, killing 6 cultists over there through that gap. And now turns its turret to face the Demon Prince. The Demolisher Cannon firing and hitting on a 4+ because of the inherent Alpha Legion -1. It's going to be 2d6 shots though, and I can re-roll these thanks to the custom regiment what's it doodle, whatever you call it. I'm going to re-roll both! 6 shots, okay, fine. Now, that's not as good as I've had in the past. But the thing to remember is I'm actually only hitting on 4s, which is not too bad, as far as this game's gone anyway, so... He's also ordered himself to...
affairs, isn't it?
He's also ordered himself to bring them down, so I'll be re-rolling 1s to wound here, but wounding on 3s. So just 2 wounds at -3.
5 up, demons.
Makes 1.
1 goes through. Flat 3, wasn't it?
It's a d6 for the Demolisher. For 3.
It's got 3 wounds left.
Okay, the Demolisher did not kill him. I kind of hoped it would. It did not, though. Alright, next up, we're going to level these missile launchers of the Demon Prince down there before resorting to firing another tank at it. So 2 shots, hitting on 5s. 1 hits. I could have ordered them to take aim. We'll just leave it because I forgot. Right, I'm wounding on 3s. It is a wound at -2.
5 up. Ooh, goes through.
Okay, d6 damage for 5.
That kills him.
He is brought down by a crack missile.
Which one was the wall?
Warlord. We'll just
That one's now the warlord. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll roll his trait in a second.
We forgot to.
Yeah.
We've got to keep track of that.
That's a thing my army does.
Yeah. Oh, you've got I am Alfaris as your warlord.
Yeah.
Of course you do. So that's no. I don't get Slay the Warlord. Basically, is what that means, and you now get a new warlord,
Which is the other demon prince.
Yep.
And his warlord trait is. Boop.
Furiously looking it up.
Boop.
Keeping me in suspense.
Extra morale dice. The really good one.
An extra what? Sorry.
Extra dice when you roll morale.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Okie doke. That's one of the
The booby prizes, really.
yeah. Well, it's one of the new custom guard regiment things. Is that?
I was kidding.
I just looked at it and thought, nah.
No.
Right. Anyway. All right. Tea and medals for that heavy weapons team there with the missile launcher. I think. Well done. Took down a demon prince. No easy feat. Someone else potentially earning some tea and medals here. It's going to be this melter gun from this squad here, firing at the other demon prince. And I suppose technically I should assign the rest of the shots. Everyone who can will fire lasguns downrange at these cultists. There we go. But we'll probably roll that off camera. But anyway, melter gun at demon prince. Holy Emperor, guide my shot straight and true. Hit on a 5. I have no idea which one it was.
It was.
This
It's
one.
That one in the middle.
Oh, this one.
It's that one. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't catch that on camera. I didn't see it at all. In fact, thank you for being honest there.
That's
Actually, right. What on earth am I doing? Wounding on 3. That's what I'm doing. See, the dice gods rewarded you for your honesty, sir.
Thank you, dice gods.
I could.
Where were you the rest of this game?
I could command point reroll that, but I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
No, I'll let that stand. That's fair enough. Okay. Well, let me shoot some lasguns and stuff. And after a volley of precise Cadian lasgun fire, 4 cultists have died, leaving 6 left in that squad. And now, main event time, I guess. Yeah, the Baneblade's going to fire at the Demon Prince. It's going to be...
He remembers it well. Oh, that was the other demon prince. That was that one.
Yeah. Yes, because of course in that previous battle ages ago...
The first game, you... Because I tried to charge the Baneblade the first turn and you nuked it.
that poor demon prince and this Baneblade have a history.
That's why he was over here. It's like, no, I'm not playing that game again.
Right, so what I'm going to do is all of its heavy bolters are going to just kind of rinse the rest of this cultist squad. And everything else will just go boom, boom, kapow at the demon prince. And I don't... Honestly, I don't think I'm going to film this. It's a bit of a foregone conclusion. Yeah, the heavy bolters did for the cultists pretty efficiently. Right, let's take on this demon prince. Both las cannons first. Hitting on 5s. There's 1 hit. And it doesn't wound. Auto cannon. 2 hits. 2 wounds. -1.
4 ups. We're good?
Excellent. Now, is the Demolisher cannon in range? It might be, hold on. Indeed it is. D6 shots. 1. Alright, fine. Does hit. No, it doesn't. No, it misses.
Alpha Legion.
Alright. Then it's the big Baneblade cannon. 3d6 shots, and I can re-roll one of these if I want. 1, 2. There we go. 6, 7, 8. I may have possibly jinxed myself here. Let's see. 5s to hit. Oh, okay, that's not too bad actually, all things considered. 3 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds at -3.
That's a 5-up demon. Oh, they both go through.
Okay, and yeah, it's flat 3 damage each, so 6 damage.
Damage, 2 wounds left.
2 wounds left. Right, I do still have Hannibal to shoot, correct?
Yes.
I don't think I fired him yet,
Yeah,
no.
I fired him.
He can still go. Alright, so in that case, Hannibal immediately, las cannon. Hits. Does it? Yeah,
it's just 3.
Fails to wound though. His heavy bolters get 2 hits and 1 wound.
4 up. Oh, that goes through. It's got 1 wound left.
1 wound left. Then the main battle cannon, 2d6 shots, and I can re-roll. Re-roll at 3 because I'm a greedy bugger. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Here come the hit rolls. Ooh! Oh, that's interesting.
Oof.
1 hit!
Does wound.
It does wound. It does wound.
Oh.
-2.
This is big. 5. Oh, goes down.
Well, yeah,
It's
one
got one
left.
left,
One left. Man, that was somewhat clutch, as the kids say.
That was yeet. I don't even know if that's the
He
right
did
word.
no more, no less than he needed. Nigel Bigtooth would be proud. All right. Okay. I think that's everything. That's all the. There might be an old las pistol somewhere I've forgotten about, but sod it. I think we're done here. That'll be all my shooting done. That will be my turn done. Basically, you don't have morale because I killed all of those cultists.
This one over here does.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about those guys.
So 6, isn't it? So basically, D6 went away, didn't they? They all went away. They're done.
Ah, they flagged it. I finally got psychological warfare.
Yes, you have.
My
Well done.
goodness.
You actually scored points this time.
Speaking of which, let's go up and look at those. So here's a little twist. The Alpha Legion have scored Defend Objective 4 in my turn. So another 2 points for you, sir. Meanwhile, over in my objective pile, I managed to get Witch Hunter and Psychological Warfare this turn, and I've started defending Objective 6. That's not bad. So that's another 2 victory points. I now have 4 in total, I think.
Is this just 2?
I've not been updating this, I should have been, but I'm on 4 now.
14.
4? Alright then. Alpha Legion, turn 4. So you continue to try and evade my guns at this point, basically.
It is Operation Hide at this point.
Yeah.
I need to not die in 2 turns. Which
10 whole points behind is ridiculous. Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is the start of Alpha Legion turn 4, and I've forgotten to film the objectives. One moment. That's better. You got Psychological Warfare, Advance, and the Long War. Score 1 victory point if an enemy unit was destroyed during this turn. D3 instead of any Imperium units were destroyed this turn. Ooh, nice. If 3 or more Imperium units were destroyed during this turn, score 3 victory points. And if 6 or... yeah, okay, that's probably not happening. To be
none
fair.
of it's probably going to happen this turn.
But, having said that, I have a few squishy little squads, like some command squads that you could kill. So it's not
Operation Smite Bunker.
Operation Smite Bunker. Yeah, there's going to be some smiting happening. And yeah, Advance you're not bothering with, because you want to run and hide right now, really. And Psychological Warfare is, it might happen. It might. We're still only guardsmen at the end of the day.
Smite happen.
Smite happen. Oh. And we're back over here again. Now, the movement phase is done. Most of the movement consisted of the sneaky Alpha Legion cultists being sneaky and hiding, as they are wont to do. And over here, Operation Smite is happening.
Smite Bunker.
You've got your Master of Possession and your Sorcerer running around here to do some smiting.
You're entirely out of line of sight right now.
Yes. Oh, you did do some prayers as well, didn't you?
I did. The Sorcerer's got Soul Terrapult and Benediction of Darkness because I had nothing really else to pray to. Not pray, tactical to.
Yeah, you lost nothing by doing it at the end of the day. So, right, let's go straight into Operation Smite.
Smite Bunker. So, Smite. Surprise, surprise.
On this command squad.
Gets on the 10.
Oh, nearly
Very
a super
close.
smite. Oh.
So, D3. 2.
Two dead command squad guys. Let's kill the regular Lasgun guy, obviously, and the Voxcaster. We'll leave the medic and the banner standing.
And then need a 6 for the second one. Don't want to do any other spells or any spells worth it. No. That's a 7. So D3.
D3 again.
Not that dice. For another 2.
Oh no! He's brought down the banner. That is not cricket, sir.
I actually get one of those. I get the long war for that. That's hilarious.
Nice. Right, well, as the regimental colours fall to the ground as the standard bearer's head explodes. Not happy about this at all. That's the end of your turn. That is the lot. That's everything.
That's his 2 smite.
That's all she wrote. 2 smites. So, I scored Defend Objective 6 in your turn. So that's 2 more points to me. I've got 6 in total now. And you...
got the long war somehow.
You did get the long war. So...
which is nice. And then I will...
D3 because you killed an Imperium unit.
Oh. Good.
There you go.
17?
17 points. That'll do. That'll certainly do.
I will... I'll get rid of this one.
Right.
What is this game?
This is classic Maelstrom though, right?
Yeah.
Like, one side has flip all points and is just blowing everything up. The other side has a bajillion points and is running and hiding.
I can see why people play Eternal.
Yeah. You'd probably be winning this if there's an Eternal War, to be fair, because
playing the game.
You've had so much board control.
Well, yeah, true.
Like, I mean, I've had probably about 15% of the board the entire game.
3, so.
Yeah, so... Anyway, that's Maelstrom for you. Imperial Guard turn 4. Cadian still, in fact, actually stands. Let's see what we can kill as we get into the terminal stage of the game. Because we're getting to turn 5 soon. It'll be turn 5 soon, which means the game could end and you could steal it away from me. Ooh.
You say steal, I've ran away with this.
You completely ran away, the point's ridiculous. Anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the Cadian objectives. The generals in their flagship apparently have sobered up after whatever party was going on up there, and they're starting to give me decent objectives now. So, Hammer of the Emperor. Score a victory point if you destroyed an enemy unit that was controlling an objective marker at the start of the turn. In this case, I'm not sure I'll manage that. Except for the cultists at the back, maybe. Mission critical objective 1, which is the one that's right smack dab in the middle of my deployment zone. And area denial. Score a victory point if there are no enemy models within 6 inches of the centre of the battlefield. Currently there are none, but I think there might be some within 12, so I probably won't get the full points for that. But still, it's something. And my god, folks, a movement phase for the Cadians that involved actual movement. Yeah, we've moved. The Baneblade is finally rolling out this way. Hannibal is rolling out his full maximum move distance. The Demolisher has trundled just under half, so it can still use Grinding Advance, so it can get a bead on that Sorcerer there. He's still got a couple of minuses to hit on him, so there's no guarantee I'll actually do anything to him, but in case all the shots don't go sailing over his head and I do actually kill him, that would be nice. Stop him smiting my stuff. And everything else over here, you see, has moved and advanced. All these guardsmen, all of these HQs, these 2 psychers, even the tech priest has moved and advanced. These guys have moved, although didn't advance. And this squad down here has moved and advanced as well. Now, with the magic of orders, I can have them still shoot after advancing. Although I can't make them first rank fire, second rank fire, for example. But these guys might be able to take some pot shots at those cultists over there, for instance. So that's the thing. However, we have a psychic phase. I'm going to have a look, but I don't think I can actually smite anyone because I can't see anyone that's within smiting range with either of my 2 psyker gentlemen here. So, I guess there's no psychic phase for me really, ultimately. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go straight onto the shooting, of which there is not going to be an awful lot, but we'll start with that Demolisher shooting that Sorcerer through that gap right there. So because he moved, and Alpha Legion and Benediction of Darkness have hit on 6 with the heavy bolters against that Sorcerer, and yeah, I missed with every single shot. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and try the Demolisher Cannon now. 2d6 shots because Grinding Advance is still in effect. I'll reroll that 1 with the Custom Regiment thing into a 6. Nice, 10 shots. These ones hit on 5s because Lehman Russ turret weapons don't suffer the penalty for moving. So, yeah, that's not bad. 4 hits, 2s to wound. 4 wounds at -3.
So 6 ups because I don't get involved. Yeah, he's dead.
Very dead Sorcerer. Demolisher shell square in the face. That's going to end most people's lives, to be fair. Alright, it's a shame Sorcerers don't get an invuln, really.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
You know, they're all magic and stuff. You'd think if anyone would get one, it would be them. But anyway, right. That's that done. I think as I said, I have a few Lasgun pot shots to take here and there. The Baneblade was able to see these cultists over here.
What cultists?
Being past tense because they're all dead now because, yeah, there was a lot of heavy bolter shots and everything that came at them. They didn't last very long. Now, that's all of the stuff I can actually see. Pretty much, I think. To be fair, the Baneblade could probably see those troops over there, those cultists up there, that I've only just noticed because they're tremendously well camouflaged, I must say, actually. However, Hannibal might be able to see them, although he won't get Grinding Advance or anything because he's moved. But he might have a go with his battle cannon, since I think that's probably the only thing in range, except for the las cannon, I guess. Alright, fine. Las cannon, hitting on a 4+, hits. One cult is vaporized. And then the battle cannon, only 1d6 because no grounding advance this time. 5 shots. Okay. And 2 more dead cultists.
What's the minus?
2.
Ah,
So
yeah.
they're just toast, even with cover.
Yep.
Right. I have a basilisk that can shoot at something it can't see. The mortars aren't in range of anything yet. That's why I had to move them a bit. But the basilisk can have a go. The basilisk is going to shoot Master of Possession over there, hiding behind that, I think. 2d6 shots, picking the highest for the basilisk. 5. Normal BS, so hitting on 4s. 2 hits. 2 wounds at -3. Master of Possession does have an invuln, yeah.
1 goes through.
And that is flat 3 damage because of the tank ace thing. Not enough to kill him.
He's in 1 wound.
Not in fact enough to kill him. And that is all of my shooting and everything. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of guard turn 4. We killed some cultists and wounded very badly a Master of Possession and killed the sorcerer. There's probably a small crater left where the sorcerer was standing. Yeah, there we go. I mean, that's
put that back because that's where the.
That's about the size of the old large template divorces used to be fair, actually. Anyway, folks, it's a short turn because everything's hiding.
Yep.
Let's go over to the Alpha Legion's turn 5. Might be the last turn of the game.
Hopefully the last turn of the game. I mean.
Did I score anything? Basically, I scored every single one. Area Denial, not the better version of it, but just the regular one. So 1 point for that. Hammer of the Emperor, 1 point. Killed some cultists, so we're guarding an objective. And mission critical objective 1, we still have, in fact, Hannibal's parked right on top of it. So there you go, 3 points, brings you up to 9. Here's the Alpha Legion objectives. Psychological warfare, tough. Defend objective 2, not so tough, potentially. Defend objective 6, very difficult, because that's right next to my Baneblade. Oh dear.
Might be a bit of a challenge, yeah.
Well, ladies and gents, the movement phase for the Alpha Legion consisted of more hiding. You did get some prayers off, didn't you?
I got Benediction of Darkness off on this one, not Lord of Scorn, I wish. Dark Apostle.
Dark Apostle and your Master of Possession. You had a choice. You could have moved over to smite something again, but you decided to hide. Because that's probably a much wiser thing to do. Because basically, at this point now, the only thing that I'm going to be able to shoot you with is like my Basilisk. So yeah, you want me to fire the Basilisk at him and not at something up there, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes. I need to outlast your inevitable killing of my army.
Yeah. So, being very tactical with the Master of Possession there as he moves around this rock to raid my objective card deck, apparently, or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
So anyway,
what's my next objective? Anyway.
That's the Alpha Legion movement. Do you have any shooting?
No, nothing's in range.
No, you don't have any charging.
Nope.
Did you? Well, psychic, no.
You can't see anything, yes.
No. So, well, that was a quick turn.
That was a good turn, yeah.
What did you score?
I've started defending objective 2. I will discard that because that's just comedy.
Okay, good. So, well, end of my turn 5, you'll get defend objective 2.
Assuming you don't obliterate.
Assuming I do destroy every single constant, which I mean could happen.
I mean, it's the only thing you can target, isn't it? Oh no, the Baneblade can't quite see it in question.
Well, after it's moved, it will be.
Oh yeah, I forgot about movement.
Well, yes. I'm getting a low battery warning. Probably about time, I suppose. And yeah.
Wrap this shit up.
Okay. Guard turn 5. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Blood and guts. Kill something in the fight phase. Good joke, High Command. Good joke. I mean, technically, I suppose I could run something over with a Baneblade. That's always an option, but everything's too far away. Master the Warp. Yeah, I can actually do that because I could just put some harmless buffs on something with Psychic Barrier and Night Shroud and easily get that. I can't manifest 3 powers though, so I won't get the bonus for that, but if I manifest 1, that's a point.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And secure objective 5, which is all the way over in your deployment zone, so forget that. So Master of the Warp is basically the only point I'm going to get this turn. Alright, movement phase is done. We've continued trundling forwards. A lot of the moving and advancing as well. These infantry here and here. And all of the officers have run over to this one squad with a Voxcaster, all queuing up to use the radio, because I want to issue a move command to these guys in their shooting phase, which means I'll move and advance again. Guardsmen are like jet bike fast when they want to be. I can sort of, it's ridiculous narrative wise, but I can understand kind of gameplay wise why it is, because of games exactly like this one where you get 9/10 of it stuck in a corner being hemmed in by the guys charging at you, and then at the end of the game you have to quickly dash out and do stuff when you get to the mopping up. So I guess that's why it is, but I still can't get over the fact that guardsmen can run faster than an Eldar jet bike. It's quite ridiculous. The tanks aren't much better. You can make them go really fast too, but I haven't so far. Anyway, that's the movement done. Let's go straight into the shooting phase, where this Basilisk is going to try and blow up that Master of Possession, being a sneaky git in the corner. 2d6, pick the highest for shots. 1, good.
It's -1 to hit.
It's -1 to hit, so yeah, 5 to hit, and it misses.
Ooh, it's big.
And it's big. Okay. Baneblade next. It can see those cultists over there, so it's going to fire flipping everything at them. Unsurprisingly, the cultists are all dead, although it took a lot more shots than I actually thought it would. Because I rolled very low for shot dice and had lots of misses. So yeah, they were surprisingly resilient cultists, but they are ultimately dead because it was a Baneblade firing at them at the end of the day. Anyway.
It's surprised they didn't die, but
yeah.
you never know.
I did the move order for these guardsmen running off down here, and then kind of looked over here at these cultists and realised, oh hey, there's more of them than there are of us. If we do go around that corner, we'll probably all just be shot to bits. So I don't know. I'll have to try and poke the Baneblade around the corner and then kill them that way, I don't know. Aside from that, I forgot to do the psychics. Let's do that now. Let's put one of these guys' psychic barrier on Hannibal. He's right next to him. Needing a 6. It does go off. It's not really relevant to anything other than that will get me a victory point. Speaking of victory points, that's what we're going to go look at right now, because we've done everything. Everything's done. We're finished. Master of the Warp scored. That's 1 more victory point for me. Brings me up to 10. And I'm going to discard... I mean, either of these are rubbish, really. Although Secure 5 is more doable, so Blood and Guts, away with you. Bye-bye, it's gone. That brings me up to 10 points, and that brings us to the end of round 5.
It does.
So I think the player who went first rolls, is that correct?
It does. On a 1, 2 or 3.
On a 1 or a 2,
Was it 1 or a 2?
the game ends. On a 3+ it continues.
Oof. Continues.
It continues! Well, folks, it's a summary of the entire Alpha Legion turn 6. You drew Secure Objective 5 over here, and you're not scoring it.
No.
And that's a bit about it, really. Other than the Master Possession did move around here, he can potentially get Linebreaker. That's the funny thing right now. He can get Linebreaker, assuming a Basilisk doesn't kill him.
I mean, I'm sure the Basilisk will probably kill him. I will just sort of get rid of that.
Right, discarding one of those objectives. Like it matters at this point, but you know.
I might not die this turn, or secure objective 4, you know.
Very good, very good. So, with that over and done with, basically, let's go turn 6, Kate. Turn 6 objectives. So we've got Secure 5, Secure 6, Defend 3. 6, 5 we can get. Defend 3 is difficult because none of the units I have can make it to Objective 3 in time before the game ends, basically, to defend it. So that's a lost cause. However, I've done my movement already. It consisted of my tank trundling forward, Baneblades trundling forward a bit here. These 2 infantry squads moving over here to secure Objective 5. These guys are still sat in Objective 6. My Psych has moved up into the middle there, and I believe he actually has line of sight on one of your Dark Apostles there. So he's going to do a little cheeky smite, which does go off on a 10. D3 mortal wounds. For 3. 3 big chunks off of that Dark Apostle. He should be alive with 1 wound left, I believe.
How many wounds he's got? I think it's 4.
Yeah, it should be 4. And that is pretty much that. Although actually, no, there are a few big guys you can see. These guys moved in advance, so they're not shooting without an order. But the Baneblade can't see the cultists over there, but he can see you guys over there. And the Dark Apostle is no more. That's not very surprising. Again, Baneblade just has too many guns, even with a 4-up indoor, and you can't tank that. It was the heavy bolt was what got him. Right. That's me pretty much done. Can't do anything else. So, oh wait a minute,
Basilisk.
no, Basilisk shooting your cheeky master of possession. I almost forgot. He was so sneaky. I thought he was there. 2d6, pick the highest for shots. 4 shots.
-1 to hit.
5s to hit. Everything misses again. He's so sneaky. All right. Okay, that's the end of your turn. I think it's my turn to roll now, isn't it?
Yes.
See if the game ends on a 4+. It continues. The game ends. I got another 2 points there in that turn, which will bring me up to not nearly enough, right?
Well, I'm still at 17.
You're still on 17.
Oh, 18.
18, yes.
Yeah. Line breaking.
Because you're line breaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, in spite of everything,
Doesn't feel like I won.
it doesn't really feel like you won. And yet, you're 17 points to my, I think, 12 or something, with those 2 points.
11.
11. Alright, there you go. 11 points for the Cadians, 17 points for the Alpha Legion. They ran away with the mission objectives, they played the mission successfully, and I'm afraid they are victorious. And as you were saying off camera, what we like to think happens now, of course, is these troopers are moving up to secure this ammo dump. And as they do so, as they near these crates, they hear a beeping sound. And realise, only too late, that it was a trap the entire time, and the crates have been booby-trapped, and there's going to be probably a massive explosion. And that's why they're retreating, luring us into this place before they could hit the plunger and make it go kaboom. That's totally why they're retreating, but yes, there you go. So it is in fact an Alpha Legion victory. You've snatched it from the jaws of defeat, sir. That's pretty good. That's very Alpha Legion of you.
It's very Alpha Legion.
Yeah.
Can't say I'm happy with this victory, but I'm happy I won. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. You finally beaten the guard.
I've beaten the guard, and I've actually won something on this channel.
You have.
So, go team!
So yeah, well done. I wasn't sure how I was going to go in the end. You just had too much stuff hidden away for me to actually get to, is the problem.
I think what a big game changer for me, because I committed heavily into wiping your lines, is when your las fire killed all those possessed.
Yes.
Like that to cut down not my firepower, because I didn't really have firepower, but cut down my killing potential quite a lot. So it just turned into I've got all these points.
Las guns versus possessed is not an ideal situation for the guard player, but the problem was I had the Relic of Lost Cadian active.
Those rerolls,
and that is
mental.
Yeah, the rerolls just did for you. So yeah, you weren't able to break into my castle and take down my screen ultimately, but you didn't need to, as it turned out.
Nope, play the game and then you end up winning.
Play the
That's
mission. And hope the card gods are kind, and they very much
very
were.
kind this time. I think there's one. Was it I think for the first 3 turns, I scored every single objective I got.
You got 6 points in your first turn. I remember that.
6 or 7, yeah. I think I got D3, a 2 and a 1 or something like that, yeah. And then like every single turn I was drawing new cards. It's not until these last 2 or 3 that I've just sat there with, like, I can't do that. And it's only because I didn't have units.
Yeah.
Like, secure objective 5, I could have done that. Defend objective 2, that's on there, so yeah, I could have done that.
Mm.
So yeah, it's only because he started killing stuff I'd stopped being able to actually score the cards.
Yeah. They were very good too. I mean, mine were a bit kinder towards the end, but it wasn't enough to bridge the gap.
It was sort of deceptively close in the score as well. It's like a deceptive result, quite frankly, considering I have a Dark Apostle, some Acolytes, a Master Possession on 1 wound, and 25 cultists.
A blob of cultists, isn't there, yeah.
And that's against this. So yeah, it's a deceptive result. But I'm not complaining.
Oh, well
Definitely
played.
not complaining.
Well played. Well done, sir. I will proverbially shake your hand, but you're all the way over there right now. But anyway, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this very close game as it turned out in the end. It still hasn't quite sunk in yet, actually. Like, really, I'm still sitting here like going, what? Did that really just happen? But there it is.
-1, my -1's a hit. Stacking. Alpha Legion.
Good God, yes, that was. If I'd played any other army today, it'd be toast. Any other Chaos army, anyway.
Yeah.
Blown it to pieces, but the Alpha Legion in their stacking minuses is like being able to have a Lord Discordant just run up the table and be like, none of you can shoot me.
Potentially.
You will all auto miss. You know.
Because even like what I wanted to do, but I absolutely messed up in the first turn, is have the Discordant out front and have the Possessed afterwards, so I could have concealed the Possessed. So you couldn't have shot that. You'd have to shoot the -4 Lord Discordant, which you wouldn't have been able to hit. So I'm just like, well, your shooting is nullified for this turn, and then sort of moved in. But I messed up that quite considerably. Not that anyone was complaining, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, my list was weird. I normally wouldn't do a list like that. I've got to say, like 3 tank commanders is not my thing. If you've seen any of my other battle reports on this channel, it's not generally how I roll, but we decided to be a bit meaner
Punchy.
in this one. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I did, as I said at the beginning, this was Amber, but there was a stage up I could have gone.
Yeah.
Which is the old, as I was saying throughout it, is the -3 to hit Leviathan Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I tailored this list a bit for knowing that I was fighting Alpha Legion, and likewise you did the same knowing you were fighting Guard, but we didn't know what our lists were going to be. So I kind of built one thinking, oh, maybe he's going to bring lots of Dreadnoughts. But as it turned out, you didn't. You went for a very assault-heavy army.
Went for the assault heavy and brought the Sakarans, because mostly I just like the Sakaran model. Yeah, I think it's a really pretty tank, but they are fairly useless. But not useless. They struggle a bit. Like the fact that they can fire at fly keyword without losing any accuracy, and they can advance and do that. It's just funny to me.
That's pretty
But
good.
then the same thing could be basically done with a Derrideo Dreadnought standing still and using its ability. So it's just like swings and roundabouts, really.
Yeah. As for custom regiment doctrines on the tanks, again, running more than one regiment thing in an army is not something I normally do. Admittedly,
What is
with
this?
yeah, I know. With Guard, it narratively does actually make sense because infantry regiments and tank regiments are separate things in the fluff. They are. I know it's not uncommon to have, say, a Valhallan infantry regiment serving alongside Cadian tanks. That happens in the lore, you know. But I wouldn't really do it, mostly because it's just adds extra confusion. However, I do have to say that particular combo of expert gunnery, I think it was for the rerolls on the number of shots, and the the jury rigging repairs. I didn't actually come up a lot today because you didn't have enough guns to shoot them with.
Yeah. you killed them the first turn.
The fact that I ended the game with my 3 tanks on full health says a lot there, really. I think that could be a really good one. I think that could be. I could really troll people, that one. It needs more extensive testing, really, but yeah. As for the tank case stuff, it didn't really come up with the Baneblade because I don't think you shot at it the entire game, really.
Yeah, he said more wounds from the exploding tank, didn't it?
Yeah, he didn't really bother with it. And the Basilisk was fun. Being able to do a flat 3 damage with its Earthshaker is quite nice, I have to say. Because it's already fairly reliable with the number of shots because you get to pick the highest for it. But then upgrading the damage to a flat 3, that's just not bad. What I'd love to do with that is though try it on a what's it called, a Death Strike. That would be funny. I think.
Off camera, I have a very funny story about Death Strike, but it's long, so.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm down to 5% battery.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's very long.
We are going to have to end it here. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that has been yet another battle report for 40k 8th edition. I hope you enjoyed. We certainly did. Terrain and stuff. Let's see, boxes of GW, the trench bits, they're from Red Dragon Wargaming, I think, based in Wales. These cliffs and things, this stuff, that's homemade things by a bloke from eBay, basically. I can't tell you where to get that.
TV Discord.
Yeah, so I also encountered it on Discord, so, but yeah, that's where I got that from. There's some tutorials on the interwebs on how to make these, basically, but I don't have enough time to do it myself, so I bought some. Aside from that, yeah, that's it basically. That's all of the terrain shout-out type stuff. Oh no, the craters there from urbanmaps.com. And so is the Batman, actually. It's this thing. And so is the table. The table is also from urbanmaps.com, so there you go. So yeah, there you go. Alright, that's everything, I think. I'm on 4% battery. I gotta go, folks. Have a good one. Catch you next time. Bye!